So is Ready or Not 2 just another cash grab sequel, or is this one worth the watch? So Ready or Not 2, Here I Come is the direct sequel to Ready or Not, and it stars Samara Weaving, Kathryn Newton, and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Samara's character Grace has now unwillingly entered a new higher level deadly game and has to survive until dawn against 4 rival families trying to kill her. And this shit was fun as hell. For me, this is how you do a sequel. So starting off with the positives, I really enjoyed that this movie starts off literally where the first one ends. There's zero time jump and it's not long before Grace is forced into this situation again. I absolutely loved the addition of Kathryn as her sister Faith. Not only do they look like they could be sisters in real life, a rare Hollywood win, they have amazing on-screen chemistry. It added another fun element of evolution from the original, but didn't make it seem like a crazy deviation from the first one. On top of that, Grace and Faith don't really have much of a relationship at all, and that really added another layer of complexity to their situation as they're being hunted and allowed both of them to have solid character arcs throughout the movie. Not to mention, their dynamic is a huge aspect of the humor in this film. I thought their back and forth and bickering while in this deadly situation was funny and lended itself well to the campiness of the movie. They do add some new rules and loopholes and whatnot to the game, but it didn't feel overwhelming, and again, the DNA from the first film was still very present. They didn't overdo it with the differences, which I personally enjoyed. Both Samara and Kathryn absolutely crushed their roles in this, but man, Samara kills it. There's moments where she just lets out these primal screams and you almost feel what she's feeling. It's so satisfying to see. Sarah Michelle Gellar does great, as does Elijah Wood. Honestly, everyone played their role well and it allowed for me to just be immersed in the movie. I found the movie had solid pacing. Even when it slows down for character moments with Grace and Faith, it doesn't linger too long before throwing you right back into the chaos. I enjoyed the fight scenes in this. There's one that happens while a certain song plays in the background and you can't help but laugh during it. And you get some decently tense moments throughout the film. And lastly, the gore in this is just fun. You do have some similarities and a reoccurring theme from the first, but they lean into those, and for me, it worked. And now for some mixed stuff, because honestly, I don't really have a ton of cons for this one. I didn't exactly see this as a negative because it played into the tone of the movie, but all of these council people are just an absolutely terrible shot. I mean, it's almost cartoonish, which again ties into the campiness, but it does sort of harm the tension during some scenes. They do change the premise a bit as there's some new rules and loopholes in this one, and I initially was wishing they kind of just kept it the same as the first, but it does tie into the ending, which for me was unbelievably satisfying. But I think some people may not enjoy those little changes as they do make the ending deviate a bit from the initial game. And it also removes some of the simplicity that we get from the original that made that one work so well. There are some plot conveniences that are like, of course that item or device is just there, but they were easy for me to overlook as the positives of the movie far outweighed those. And I think some people might get annoyed with some of the conversations that take place between Grace and Faith because they remove the sense of urgency that they're being hunted. I found them to be short enough where it didn't really bug me, especially since they are kind of helping with some character growth, but I could see others being like, did they just completely forget that people are trying to kill them? Honestly, that's really all I have to say in terms of mixed things. I'm sure I could get more nitpicky with it, but there's no need. Overall, I had a blast with this one and I had way more fun with it than I expected I would. I feel like it really hit the sweet spot with balancing everything. If you enjoyed the first movie and are hoping for a bit of an evolution from that, but not a complete departure, I really think you'll have fun with Ready or Not 2. And if you don't like it, what's the worst that can happen?